Ladies and gentlemen, week one in the books on time for once. Let's go us. Shouts to Jesus coming back from the dead for giving us all some free time here. Truly quite hype of him. Anyways, going through, we're going to do scales first, then sugar. I'm just going through them in order of the replay on the dock. Friendly reminder, week one, everyone is using their own islands. So, got ourselves a little bit of hoopla here. And also, mild weather war. We have rain versus sun to kick us off. This ought to be good. Alright, Torkoal gets in right away on a Psychic. The second Psychic does not get the roll kill. Body Press, however, also doesn't kill, so we're just going to let Torkoal die, apparently. Cool. But you get Hoopla back next time. The Spather's in now. And now... Sure, Ditto. Oh! Well, that's cool. Spit drop, unnecessary, but... Yeah, gotta work around the Terra Dark. Defense boost for stamina, knock off the leftovers. That's also gonna be really important. Body press does more than almost half. Holy shit, okay. The realist Spather comes back. Sets up a combined. This means a crit Draco Meteor. Oh, that's just rough. No boots. So you don't get the reduced damage. We're lefties instead, which unfortunately is going to get you killed here. Citrus Berry. So you got rid of our child. Might be a bit too late, though. Okay, send in Pelipper to get up Rain and Die. Now floats up things up from here. Yep. Just Banded Wave Crash. It just murders everything, yep. Having to bank on so many Protect turns. But yeah, that was never going to happen. I think if Victorbell was the original typing, it might have lived, but it wouldn't have lived too for sure. And even at that point, there's still Glamora in the back and a Ditto. Yeah. The crit Draco Meteor sucked, and it kind of just ended the game there. Like, overall, a well-played game from Coolio. It's just crits suck. And also Ditto, just being a menace, like always. Moving on, Cloby and Deegs. You've got Cetitan with the snow from Chilly Reception. Magnezone does not have a steel to trap this time around. On the other side, we have Ceruledge, Alolan Muck, and Gengar. Like, both sides have a poison, so like I'm not worried about toxic spikes at all from either side. Inteleon showed up. Rotom Fan exists. We'll see what Terra type it has. See what Terra type both of them have. We have Terra Steel. Makes sense. Actually helps a lot here. Well, aside from Ceruledge and Conk, but yeah. And then down here we have Terra Water. No. The Steel's on here, so yeah. It actually helps a lot. And Terra Water helps against Ceruledge and Inteleon. Yeah, also pretty good Terra choices. Alright, Muck and Ogerpon off the rip. Ivy Cudgel. Gets the Poison Touch on the knockoff. So that's going to be nice for later. Protect to build up a little bit more. Probably have to swap out if you want to save Muck. Yeah, over to Conk. Good choice. Mach Punch gets the kill. And that's a pretty big offensive threat down. Intimidate from Tauros. So bail over to Rotom Fan. Raging Bull just kind of kills. Yeah. I think it's like an Outrage clone, I believe. Energy Ball doesn't kill? That's incredible. And now it's disabled, so you gotta swap. Yep. Cyclizar comes in. That did a lot. Okay, cool. I'm back over to Cyclizar. Conk has arrived and is threatening to take over. DAZN eats that like a champ, actually. Let's see, bail him out. 4v3. 4v2 now. Does Magazone sweep from here? Is it Terra Blasts or is it Choice Locked? Well, it was Choice Locked, but it didn't matter. Shadow Sneak's gonna get the kill here. Straight 2v2. Is Poltergeist gonna kill? No, it doesn't. So now it's Chilly Reception. It's a Titan's now fat. Looking Belladrum in its face. I appreciate the boldness. It honestly worked because of double defense from Snow. Holy shit. Sash, nice. Bails you out. Weak armor, also very nice. And now you get to heal up a fair bit. Not enough for a belly drum sweeper, but Shadow Sneak doesn't kill because of Snow. Oh no. Oh, that's rough. Oh, the Snow defense boost wins that game for Titan. Oh my. Excellently played game. Conk was scary, but Titan just happened to work really well into this whole team, apparently. Moving on. Next up, we have... Should honestly just leave the dock open at all times so I can actually look at this. Okay, that's G Baby in Top Cat, and then we have this low as Matt. Here we go. You left Chansey in on a Metagross. That's bold. Alright, Stealth Rocks are up on both sides. The knockoff gets rid of Eviolite, which kind of sucks. Thunder Wave misses. And so you got a close combat. That's rough. Just sacking Chansey like that. Okay, Cinderace is not Boots. It's got Pyro Ball. Life Orb. Oh, this guy's gonna get worn down a lot. Oh my. Rocky Helmet, Rough Skin. Alright, Glassor comes in for Friendly Earthquake. Back in comes Metagross. Swords Dance. Alright. Gliscor Sweep. Second Swords Dance. Eats that Ice Punch like a boss. A Protect here. Earthquake gets the kill. Nice. Now it comes Staraptor. Protect just to get a little bit more healing. What's the fourth move on this Gliscor? Toxic. Well, that's a little underwhelming. Ice Fang would have done a lot of work here. Double Protect does not go through, so you do sadly perish. Take Staraptor with you, though. Always nice. Cinderace has no attacks left because Bullet Punch. Cool. Into Weavile. Sure. Bella immediately superior. Who takes 50% from that bullet punch? Oh my god, life orb. It's crazy. Another bullet punch and another fake out into Ice Shard, which gets them just low enough for this bullet punch to kill themselves, I believe. Yep. So now it is Raging Bolt versus the world. Unfortunately, there's a Sylveon. This one might be over. Yeah. Here, I think Raging Bolt can handle the other two. Like, maybe one of them, because it's going to have to use Draco Meteor probably on Garchomp. But yeah, Sylveon just hard shuts it down, and no real way around that. Alright, moving on, we have Panders in Druidic. Got 3 water types on the bottom here for Anders. We have... well, it looks like a very offensive team. Just Scarf Overheat off the rip. Gotta love it. And all of a sudden we're on Masquerada. So bring the Viridian on a Rock Polish, and they battle immediately after the Rock Polish. Draco Meteor does 30%. Eject Pack, though, since he switches Bit Sharp for free. Now you threaten with a knockoff, so you got Bill Swampert, but you get Swords Dance instead. Terra Water, Swords Dancing. That's the 4th water type. Cresselia on what was presumed to be a double switch instead. Decided to take out Cresselia and fall asleep. In comes the Geary. Oh, that did a lot. Okay. Do we assume specs here? That might be specs. In comes Swampert. And the Alluring Voice. Back over to Bisharp. Trying to burn some sleep turns. Unfortunately, Bisharp's not going to get a chance here, I don't think. Scarf Water Spout, always good. Ice Beam gets the kill from here. Draco Meteor does get the kill. I have to assume that's specs. I'm gonna keep it real. Alright, Jolteon comes in. Bails out to Volcanion in the face of Ovis potentially super fast Flare Blitz. Fortunately, I have a perfect switch in Volcanion. Mence comes in on a Draco Miss. That's rough. Draco Miss is gonna do it for you, I think. Because yeah, Dragon's gonna do half. Even if this kills, you just send in, yeah, Volcanion and just click the water move. Damn. Draco Miss is unfortunate because, well, I think Jolteon just comes in, threatens whatever, and that was, it was a good position from Anders. The Draco Miss just made it an unlosable spot for Panders. So Panders gets the win. Moving on, we have Heffrey versus, this is E-Wolf. Gardevoir Crocodile off the rip. Gardevoir uses Trick to steal a Rocky Helmet. But that's actually Zoroark. Well played. Here comes the Boomer, who is not terrain. Woodhammer does 2-hit KO Serene. The Serena, whatever the fuck it's called. In comes Vaporeon, who is probably going to get poisoned here. Yep. Alright. Battle over to Melodic. Good call. Do you force Vapor to take Vaporeon? Vaporeon stays in to eat the Ice Beam and then wishes. Who is it wish passing to? It's Self. Cool. Unfortunately, Toxic's now doing over 30%. You're gonna have to bail out here soon. You need to bail out Vaporeon here soon if you want to save it. Alright, get the burn. Unfortunately, the ability Marvel Scale means that Melodic now has double defense. Do either of them know this? Oh my god, Woodhammer. Holy crap. In comes Gardevoir. Traces the corrosion. Eats a flamethrower. It's the actual Gardevoir this time. Melodic comes in. Eats that fairly well. Starting to think this Melodic might be competitive. Cover. Doesn't get the burn to secure the KO. That's a little rough. Alright, in comes Crook, who we know is scarfed. Oof, Earthquake call out. That's... Sorry, heady on there. The Focus Blast hit the first time, misses the second time. Classic. Unfortunately, Rillaboom comes in. Clicks Woodhammer again. Is now into Overgrow range. Against this, you know it's Scarf, so you sat Gardevoir here. Yeah, that makes sense. And you even get the Intimidate trace. Oh, this one's just over. So Rillaboom gets to come back and live an Earthquake and click Woodhammer. Damn. That was a good one. That was a good game. The mind game's off the rip of Zoroark. So just frame one, Zoroark already paid dividends that way. Letting Vaporeon die was a little weird, but just positioning Rillaboom super well. Even without the grassy terrain. Moving on to the final match of the Scales Week 1. We have Flower Power and Dame. That is a whole Ursaluna Blood Moon. This is going to be fun. Alright, Grim and Cleavor. Reflect goes up first. Stone Axle rocks, Light Screen, and then Brick Break. And they're gone. Parting shot out to give Weezing a chance to come in on Eat that Exeter. Amazingly well in Rocky Helmet. Alright, the Moth is in. Quark special attack. Click sub. Alright. Yeah, Skill Toxic Spikes into Defog. I'm assuming it's a misclick. Oh boy, Fire Dance. Fire Dance double proc on the Spidef on the special attack boost. That's rough. Just gonna have to sack Goodra here. Get in the Arboliva. Bro's got Earth Power. Fire Dance almost kills. Earth Power will. Alright, low kicks. Just gets to knock off the Rocky Helmet. Honestly, really good. Weezing didn't get healed, so that's how you know it is Levitate. Will-O-Wisp didn't matter that it missed because it was a fire type wound to burn anyways. Torch Song. Light screen into the Torch Song. Unaware does not ignore screens. Unfortunately, this little crocodile is getting out of control. You stayed in? The crit apparently mattered. Oh my god. First impression gets the grassy terrain up, and now in comes Miss Magius. Oh, once again comes in, picks up a kill. The Shadow Ball doesn't get the kill. This Night Slash doesn't either. Cool. It's a 2v2 here. Oh, never mind, 1v2. And the light screen ran out first. But Power Whip just kills off the rip because of grassy terrain. Tail Slap does kill. Really close game at the end. That grassy terrain from Arboliva just sacking itself. Super helpful, actually, in the end. Alright, moving on to the rest of Scales. Remember, not the rest of Sugar. Not going to talk about my game. I had a whole last video dedicated to it. Besides, I don't want to talk about that one. So we have Iger, who is Joey Brule, and then Milo, who is Bob Will. Fortunately, Iger didn't quite know the rules, so slight team building inaccuracy, but double Dragon Dance. The Hex comes out. Alright, Destiny Bond, always scary, so you just paralyze it anyways. T-Spikes could be annoying later. Volt switch over to Flygon. Yep, Flygon floats over the spikes. It can Terra now. And it has the Clear Amulet to prevent Intimidate. That's honestly wild. And Quillfish is down. Houndstone's in now. Avoiding the burn with Terrifier. That's just amazing. Right, in comes Bronzong, who just gets folded by Terra Blast again. Not quite fully, but Rock Tomb is not doing enough. And also can't be stat dropped because of Clear Amulet. The Terra Blast. Ooh, the Stone Edge miss. That's... Oh no, as if this match wasn't over to begin with. Oh, that's rough, buddy. Just nothing there. Oh my. Just Flygon things, I guess. I should have taken that guy. I had a chance to in the draft for my travel team, and I didn't. What was I thinking? Anyways, Fadi Roomba are next up. More Blood Moon, more Wellspring, more Miss Magius from Roomba. Ivy Cudgel does not kill. Air Slash also does not kill. Cool. Speed Boost does mean that it's out of speeds now, so doubled speed. Bailing over to Melodic. Shadow Ball into a flip turn. In comes Cleavor. Click Stone Axe. Clangorous Soul on a switch turn. Excellent. And Throat Spray. Double special attack. The Boomers doesn't even kill with that. Oh my gosh. Mirror Coat does get the kill on Revenge. In comes Fortress. I assume to spin away the spikes. No Ghost type to swap over to, so... Oh, it's just Volt Switch. Guessed wrong and does not get a Omega anymore. Alright, in comes the Bombi. Moonblast gets the special attack drop, and it lives because of it. Oh my. Thunderclap. I mean, it was kind of... We had to do it. Draco Meteor was almost nothing, and now a substitute is up. Oh no, Foddy is going insane. Moonlight to heal, and oh dear. Another sub. Scald does break it, but Blood Moon comes in. Cleavor comes out, so you swap to Fortress. Keep that close combat very nicely. Now you're rapid spinning here, right? You're rapid spinning here, right? Yeah, you are. Okay. So now Rabami can come back in pretty easily. Dragon Dance. Now they have rocks to deal with. Surf? Sure. Thunderwave, unfortunately, is going to remove the Dragon Dance. Para sucks. And now Rabambi just click Moonblast over and over. Never mind, not actually. That's Scarf, I believe. Does Fortress live this? I think Vacuum Wave here killing. Oh, close combat doesn't kill though. I was sworn Vacuum Wave would come out and killed, but going for Blood Moon. And Raging Bolt dies the rocks. Fairly unlucky for Foddy. The special attack drop is probably like the key point. Just letting Rabambi live and then come back later and click Moonblast. Again, it's just... Sometimes it's just rough like that. Moving on, we have Snarfy and Winter. Look at that giant hammer. You can barely tell there's an Infernape on this team. You can barely tell there's a Tinkaton on this team. Also, both of you have Tinkaton and Corviknight on the same team. Coming over here, we have Leavanny showing up. Cool. Hitmonlee, but no terrain. Just see how that works. Salamence comes in, eats the knockoff with the boots. Dragon Tail does nothing to the fairy type. Thunder Wave on a counter. Oh, cool. Gigaton Hammer. Balloon pops, but then pickpockets a Rocky Helmet. Then Encore to knock off the Rocky Helmet. Goldingo comes in on a hammer. Tinglu shows up. Just time for Goldingo to bail out, go straight to Glamora. Mortal Spin to get the poison. Very nice. And also get rid of the hazards. Air Balloon's gone. Baton Pass. Dry Baton Pass, gotta love it. Here's gold. Gotta hate it. The rocks go up. Shadow Ball for the fair bit, actually. Don't leave any do anything. Alright, the Nasty Plot. Alright, what did Levandy doing? Clicking webs. And bailing immediately to Goldingo. In comes the Toad, who is Boots, apparently. Earth Power does quite a bit. Make It Rain does almost as much. Knockoff is a hell of a click, and then Recover. What the fuck? Rapid Spin on a Turn Goldingo was in. That's wild. In comes Infernape, Baton Pass out to Scrafty to get the Intimidate off. You turn over Tinkaton, who dies to Drain Punch, sadly. In comes Immense, who misses Dual Wing Beat and gets Dragon Tailed out. Over to Corv. Probably not the greatest one to have in here. But you guys just, well, you're just gonna Dragon Tail out anyways. Lee Storm does get this Crafty out of here finally. No Boots on the Kilo. U-turn does just kill. The back in comes Levandy to die to Flare Blitz, so no webs. Tragically. Flare Blitz. Glamora lived that. What the heck? That's not right. No. I don't like that one bit. Alright, Goldingo comes in just to die. Kilowattra comes in just to die, and now it is our good pal Hitmonlee. Intimidate, but restored by White Herb, and now Unburden's proc is Terra Stellar Terra Blast. It's probably what you want to use a White Herb on. Swords Dance versus Bulk Up. And Agility. Unfortunately, still slower after the Agility because Unburdened. And that's going to be it. Heck of a game. On both sides. Moving on, we have Radla versus Papa. Sand versus another Weather War. Cool. Gotta love them. Weavile, Staraptor are the leads. Moltres chooses to come in first. Does not get the Flame Body Burn. Sag. Araconid comes in. You turning out to Tyranitar. And Liquidation just kills. Oh, cool. In comes the Drill. Rock Slide. Doesn't kill and gets a flinch. Custap Berry, though. Oh my. What is this Araquanid on? That's the entire Sand Court gone. Oh my. Okay, fortunately, Weavile comes in. Takes care of Araquanid before it can do more damage, but now Sun's out. Rocks up. Yawn. Alright, Clef comes in. And Growing Moon on the other side. Ironhead does just rock kill here, yeah. Weavile might also actually die to Ironhead, but no, you swap into Metagross because Weavile is faster. Good call. Good call. Shandy comes in. Almost dies to Rock Tomb. Are you still faster with the speed drop? Well, I'm not gonna know. Shadow Ball does, like, not enough. Roaring Moon bails. Over to the Twerk. To get Sun back up for the squad. Body Press. And now it's just a Moltres, and, like, you're going to be able to use the Sun against them, but they're going to use the Sun better. Like, right here. Yup. That's going to do it. Solid win from Val. Didn't really get into most of the Sun card. That was just Arachnid, Adamant Liquidation spam, and it just slaughtered half the team. Like, just absolutely nothing. And can you imagine if there wasn't a flinch? That would have been a Custap berry for a third liquidation coming out. Which would have been nasty. Moving on to the last match of week 1. Jason Eon. Absolute all-timer matchup between these two. The two prestige leaders, two of the most successful coaches in BFR history, duking out week 1. Let's get into it. Yes, my mind is an Enigma Winter. Alright, Draining Kiss on the Slowking. Chilly Reception out over to Jolteon, who Volt switches out immediately over to Slowking. Eat the Draining Kiss. Calm Mind again. Chilly Reception resets the snow. Well, it doesn't actually reset the snow, it doesn't reset the duration. Earthquake doesn't kill. Draining Kiss will, and heal it back up quite a bit. Empoleon. Surf. Sure. Now you're paralyzed. But, red card. Substitute Quiver Dance on a Paraturn. This could get ugly real quick. Back over to Jolteon. Gets free with a second. Volt switch out to Empoleon again. Are you Aqua Jet? Not Aqua Jet. What's the play here? Rock Slide. Yeah, that works too. Avalugg comes in to take on Crook. Yeah, that makes sense. Avalugg ate that like a champ, as it always does. Double swap. Another swap. Flash Cannon does very little. Thunderbolt does quite a bit more. Scald does not much and doesn't even burn. Rough. In comes Jolteon. Trying to predict the Thunderbolt. Gets hit with a Draco Meteor to the face instead. Classic. Thunderwave, immune though. So battle over to Avalugg, obviously. Knock off the boots. Body Press does a lot, as it should. Empoleon, probably just gonna die here. No, it doesn't actually die to Draco Meteor. Will die to the follow-up Thunderbolt. Colberberry, what an item. Missed the Thunder Wave. That's rough. Psychic does next to nothing to Hatterene. Draining Kiss does next to nothing. Scald, not much. These two cannot damage it. Never mind, Shadow Ball. Okay, cool. Progress has been made. It's a 4v4, but Ooh, magic bounce on magic bounce. Jolteon comes in on the Conk Poison Jab to die. Alright, so you go to Avalugg. Does eat a Drain Punch. Body Press does not do enough back, though. We got Gardevoir coming back in to trace the Iron Fist. Moonblast does just raw kill. You get Goodrin for free, though, which you probably had to. Flash Cannon, the special attack drop again. That's 2. That drop is insane. Alright, Mach Punch kills here, yep. Fuck. That's going to be the end of the game right there. Kong's going to reverse it. And Eon wins. It was AV Kong. Oh my god. What a game to end it off on. Been a hype week 1. The fact that we had 2 different special attack drops ruining games was insane. And now the real fun begins, where we start mixing and matching all kinds of islands and travel team combos, and now the format really gets kicked off. See you guys next week for that. It's gonna be real fun.